Welcome to my channel. Today I want to come on to ask you ladies a question. Are you ready for your husband? You like, what do you mean, Prophet T, or am I ready for my husband? You're saying, I've been waiting on my husband for a long time. And you probably have been praying for your husband for a while, and he still has not arrived. Maybe, maybe not. The title of this video is Love and Marriage, but the topic of it is, are you ready for your husband? And the reason I ask that question is because a lot of times those that have prayed for husbands, those that have met people either in the passing, because I met my husband. It was divine intervention that I met my husband. And sometimes we meet people just, by chance. But from the foundation of the world, there is a person that God wanted you to be with, a partner. There is a person that God created just for you from the foundation of the world. There was a person that God said that these two people would be put together as a team. And some of us were blessed enough that, and some of us are still waiting. And that's why I asked that question. Are you ready for your husband? I'm going to talk about me for an example and just use me as an example of what I mean by that. Because what I have noticed some years back is that the black men, the African American men, because those are the only ones I've dealt with, and so those are the only ones I'm going to be talking about, is that African American men, the brothers, kind of lost their way in how to be the head of a household. Just because you are a man does not mean that you are the head of a household. Are you taking care of your home? Are you taking care of your kids? That's what makes a husband, a father, a dad. Are you doing the things that need to be done to provide for your family? Just because you are a man in the head of a household does not mean that you are a father. If you're not doing the job, then you can't get paid. You can't walk with the title. You can't wear it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And so since there are a lot of men that, just walk with the title and don't do the work for that title, African American women, and I'm speaking from experience for myself because I am a African American woman, although I have a little Indian in me, I have some Caucasian in me, so I'm kind of mixed, but I was brought up in African roots, okay? So I may not look like the normal African American female, but I am African American, brought up that way, okay? So anyway, we as women had to step up to the plate, and we had to become the fathers, the mothers, and all of that. In doing that, what it did was it strengthened us as women. And so we had to take control. We had to pull the reins to keep the family going. And so in doing that, now you're trying to get ready for a husband. You want a husband, and you're this strong sister, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm so used to doing things this way. I had to control the finances, the house, the kids, the children, and everything was on you. And you're saying, okay, so now how do I bring a husband in this and still have a balance? And that's what it's all about, having a balance in a relationship. Are you really ready for your husband? Because by being a strong woman, I'm speaking on my behalf now, by being a strong female, it was hard in the beginning to incorporate my husband now that I have and have been married with for 12 wonderful years, that God blessed me with this awesome, awesome man. Oh, God, I thank you so much. But I had to learn how to incorporate my strongness, my boldness, and my authority in order to be with a man with authority. Because what happens is, what happened to me was I did not know how to react to what he had to bring to the table because I was not used to a strong man figure in my life. I was not used to an authoritative figure of a man. But then God blessed me with a man that had the authority and he walked in it. God blessed me with a man who knew who he was in himself and in God. And see, a lot of times men don't know who they are, even if they're not walking where they're supposed to walk in God as of right now, but they still don't know who they are. The Bible tells us to be equally yoked. You're like, what does that mean? Well, we need to be going in the same direction. Okay. But before I go there, let me finish off about the authority that my husband brought into this marriage. I had to learn how to humble myself as a African American woman. I had to learn to humble myself when it came to a authoritative figure of a man. I mean, I had to learn how to do that. And so that's why I asked you, are you really ready for your husband? Because even when uh, your husband comes, either by you being sent to a certain place and you know that God sent you there, or either by chance, the man that you may be expecting God to give you may not be the man that you're ready for. I know, I know, I know. But the thing about that is, even if, because I was not totally ready, even if you're not ready when that man does come, you can learn how to deal with your uh, authority and your strongness and still be that woman that will enhance that man that God sent you or you meet and you know that this is your husband. And so, as I said before, uh, you need to be uh, the man that you want to be with for the rest of your life. You need to have, you need to be equally yoked. You need to have something in common. Do not think that if you choose a partner and he is a smoker or a drinker, or he is a liar or a cusser, or he is a womanizer or a cheater, if he is irresponsible when it comes to taking care of the finances, if he is irresponsible when it comes to taking care of the kids, do not think that marriage is going to change this person. People do change, but they don't change because they get married. They change because time brings about a change, or either they want to change, but just marrying them is not going to change that person. So when I say, when the Bible says about being equally yoked, having things in common, when I prayed for a man and God brought me my husband, he knew everything that I needed in this man, and vice versa. God knew everything that my husband needed in a woman. And so that's why the team, that's when the team comes in, partnership comes in, and you can work together. But when you're unequally yoked, uh, you kind of like bump heads. You collide all the time. And it just does not work. Not saying that in these 12 years that my husband and I have not had disagreements. But what we do in the disagreements is that we have learned to resolve it immediately, because you never know what's going to happen next. And so you don't let stuff fester and linger on and on and on, because what happens is that, you start thinking in your mind and stuff sets up, and it makes it worse. So you kind of nip it in the bud in the beginning. Learning how to be submissive to a man that is doing right. Now, I'm not saying if a man is doing wrong, you don't have to follow a man that's doing wrong or that is not doing what he's supposed to do with you, and when it comes to you and your family. If he's not doing right by you, if he's not encouraging you, if he's not a strong man that is lifting you up. The Bible says that life and death is in our tongue. So if we can speak damnation on a situation, and once that comes out, you can be sorry all day long, but that still sticks with a person. It stays in their mind what you said. If you said, I am no good, that sticks with me. If you said that I hate you, or I wish I'd never, met anything detrimental, it sticks with me no matter when you come back and say, I am so sorry that I said that. I still will remember that's what you said, though. So you have to be kind of mindful of what you say. Think about it before you say it, because, as I say, saying sorry, which is fine, you can say, I am sorry. Don't get me wrong. It's good to say that. But to keep a person from thinking about what you have said negatively about them, think about it before you say it. It kind of makes sense to do that. Kind of think about it before it comes out. Now, also, a woman. Now, the Bible says that a wise woman builds her house, you see, and an unwise woman tears it down. So, women, we cannot degrade our men, even if they're not doing right by you, even if they're wrong. You cannot take a man's manhood away from him, because what he's going to do is he's going to buck up. He's going to fight. Because he still is a man. He may not be doing what's right, but he still is a man. For example, my husband, I always have, and I will always encourage my husband in whatever endeavors there are that he is doing or we are going through. I'd be like, honey, it's going to be okay. We're going to make it. This too shall pass. Everything's going to be fine. I encourage him so much that it is so refreshing that when people see us, they be like, oh my goodness, you guys are such an awesome couple. And that's what it's all about, being a team, working together. Marriage is work. But we have to learn how to humble ourselves and work together as a team. And so that will make your marriage a strong marriage, because you'll have your strength and you'll have his strength, and y'all will put those strengths together. Boy, I tell you, and nothing and no one can come between you and your marriage when you work together as a team with your husband or with your wife. And it works so awesomely. I thank God that I learned how to humble myself when it came to my husband and his authority. And so we just flow together. There are certain times I can be thinking of something and he's thinking the same thing. It's just awesome when you are equally yoked. We enjoy the same things. We enjoy some of the same music. We laugh. We have fun. We enjoy life. And so being equally yoked, that means having a lot of things in common will make your union much better. So thanks so much for watching. My question to you today is, are you ready for your husband? Okay?